I was thin and sharp like pain when I was young, all angles and anger, because all there was to me was pain, and it had written itself so deep in my genetic code that it was part of my very DNA, a code I was afraid that I would pass on to my children's children someday. But I grew and I changed until I became a woman with curves that speak of sorrow and hollows that speak of trauma. For each and every line of my body was forged in the deepest pits of hell, where pain is your every breath, and you breathe in fire that scorches you, and they tell you that it cleanses you, but it never purifies you, because it leaves behind the ash and the char and the burns and it scars, and you beg and you cry for release, but there is no mercy coming. No end in sight, because this pain is so deep, it's genetic. It is our heritage as humans to hurt, and we inflict it upon one another, and we inflict it upon ourselves. Pain is a universal tie. It is a language we all speak, even if the dialect is not our own, because it comes in the color red, shades of blood, and it comes in the sting of salt in our tears as they fall into open wounds and leave you aching. And they will singe you and they will cleanse you, but will it purify you? Will the water that falls on your burns, driving them deeper and soothing the surface, purify you? Only if you let it. But letting it is the hard part, because letting it, well, it means surrendering. Surrendering means you've lost the fight, or at least that's what they tell us. But waving the white flag is not a surrender in the way that we have lost. It is simply a way to say that we've moved on from the battle. I don't need to fight myself every second of every minute of every day of my life, because I am beyond the need to fight, to say I'm fighting. I know who I am, and I know that this pain is part of me. It is eternally etched into my skin in scars and lines and shadows, and sometimes it is in color, and sometimes it is blank, and sometimes it's nothing more than the lines on my face. I know pain. It is my second shadow, and it has followed me my entire life, but I am not afraid of it. And I do not tremble when it comes knocking at my door to remind me that it is here to stay, because my pain, it is a part of me. My pain is me, and I am my pain, and we are one and the same. I was weak once, and I ran away from myself and from everyone around me who could help build me up. I ran away. But it's okay. It was understandable. It was human, and I had been dealt such a mighty blow. But then I had a choice, and it was laid out in front of me as plain as night and day. I could choose to keep running, which was to say I would lay down and wait to die. Or I could take that pain into myself, let it fuse with me. I could absorb it into my being, let it solidify inside of me like steel, building up my spine one vertebrae at a time, until I could stand tall on my own 2 feet, walking forward with my head held high, and show them I am not afraid of pain. I have battled, and I have been kicked while I was down, and I have bled and cried and writhed under the weight of my pain and suffering, and I have suffered alone in the tiniest corners, in the darkest pits of hell, alone where no one could find me. Not that anyone was looking for me. They thought I was safe in my bed. And I clawed my way out. And my fingers bled and my nails tore, but I made my way out. And now here I stand on my own 2 feet, wobbly and weak, but standing. Once more in the sunlight. But I have been deprived, and I am stunted and crooked in ways that you cannot see, unless you can see into the deepest parts of me. But I know you can't, for they are so dark that even I stumble in them. But I will always reach towards the sun, because that is what we do. We reach towards that which is good. And I will try to be good, no matter how much pain I'm in. I will try to be good.